Welcome to E-News. I'm Colby McKee. Thank you for joining us. Prime Minister Stephen Harper fielded renewed calls for the resignation of Veteran Affairs Minister Julian Fantino today from opposition leaders. NDP leader Tom Mulcair suggested that the decision to make Fantino's new chief of staff a former member of Harper's media team makes it clear the minister has lost control. The move wasn't a big deal, Harper retorted, saying all ministers have chief of staffs, including the NDP, that Harper joked is in decline. The Auditor General released a report that tore into Fantino's department, accusing it of not supporting injured and mentally challenged veterans. Bill Cosby's 3 shows in Canada are still on the calendar for January, but a call has begun to boycott his performance in London, Ontario. The executive director of London Centre for Abused Women says Cosby's appearance would be inconsistent with the values of London. Megan Walker issued the call following renewed accusations that the comedian drugged and sexually assaulted more than a dozen women. He is still slated to perform in Hamilton and Kitchener, Ontario. Police and the National Guard are scaling back their presence in Ferguson, Missouri, as nighttime protests and arrests have decreased. Cole Smith reports. Although the National Guard is reducing its presence in Ferguson and elsewhere in St. Louis County, there are still nearly 1,300 guardsmen that remain in the region. Daniel Alfredsson will warm up with the Senators one last time as the longtime Ottawa captain officially ends his NHL career. The Senators say Alfredsson will take part in pre-game warm-ups with the team Thursday before Ottawa hosts the New York Islanders. In other games tonight, Toronto hosts Dallas, Vancouver visits Washington, and Calgary welcomes Arizona. The reigning NBA MVP is back in action tonight as Kevin Durant is set to make his season debut with Oklahoma City. The Thunder star has missed all of his team's games this season after undergoing foot surgery. Last season, Durant won his 4th scoring title in 5 years. Also tonight, the Toronto Raptors are in Sacramento to take on the Kings. FIFA has committed to tackle racism incidents harder at World Cup matches after criticism of its lackluster efforts in Brazil. Soccer's governing body has pledged to help train anti-discrimination officers to work at qualifying matches for the 2018 World Cup in Russia. Kyle Kazema has more on what it will mean for the entire soccer community. A FIFA task force against racism and discrimination was initially created by President Blatter in March of 2013 to tackle the pressing issue of racism and discrimination in soccer. The Los Angeles Kings have been fined $100,000 by the NHL after suspended defenseman Slava Voinov participated in a team workout today. Voinov was charged with felony domestic violence 2 weeks ago. The Russian Olympian is barred from all team activities under the terms of his suspension, which began after his arrest on October 20th. 2 members of a listed terrorist organization are said to be in Canada seeking asylum after being released in the U.S. Taylor Wall has more. The Kurdish militant group is listed as a terrorist group in both Canada and the United States. Toronto's new mayor promises to bring an end to what he called the division that paralyzed the City Hall over the past few years during the scandal-plagued term of Rob Ford. Speaking after his inauguration, John Tory also vowed to work with the province and Ottawa to address the challenges facing the city. In the first official day of the new city council, Tory also gave support and good wishes to Ford, who is now battling aggressive cancer. There's word that RCMP pilots doctored flight manifests in order to fly overloaded aircrafts. But the Federal Integrity Commissioner dismissed several other serious allegations from a whistleblower for lack of evidence. Commissioner Mario Dion says he could not establish whether the flights in 2012 posed a danger to the life, health, or safety of anyone because the true weight of the aircraft is not known. Dion says several other serious allegations from the whistleblower, including that RCMP planes were flown without valid airworthiness certificates, can't be substantiated. That's our newscast for today. For E! News, I'm Colby McKee. Have a great evening.